I'm so excited today to get to share our new district pathway with you. It's something that we mentioned in the last meeting, but today I'm going to take you through a step-by-step tour of the pathway. The first thing is that it features our new reports from the field interactive map. The district pathway is meant for those who are working to launch a system-wide outdoor learning program. And it's important to know, and our interactive map shows you that you are joining schools and school systems in all 50 states, all climate zones, and in cities, suburbs, and rural locations. This resource was written in consultation with experts who lead district outdoor learning programs, and we've invited them to be here today, and many of them are. The district pathway is available now. We published it on the website a couple weeks ago. And what it includes are what we have come up with, the 6 key steps for districts to consider when they're moving learning outdoors. It has links to relevant articles in the National Outdoor Learning Libraries. As you might remember, there are more than 150 resources in the library, and it can be overwhelming. So we've worked to really point to the ones that we think are the most important to read when you're starting a new district-wide program, as well as the inspiring case studies and stories from other districts that demonstrate what can be done. And we've linked to tools and templates that are created by other districts so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So there are 6 steps in the process, and I'm going to take you through each of them. The first one, consider your focus. There are lots of reasons to create a district-wide outdoor learning program. In the shorter term, your district may want to be moving things like meals and classes and special programs outdoors for pandemic health because of reduced virus transmission outside. But in the long term, districts may be starting these outdoor learning programs so that they can provide more equitable access to the benefits of outdoor time by creating district-wide programs instead of just individual school programs. And there are the ecological benefits to think about, as has always been the mission of Green Schoolyards America. Transforming schoolyards to be greener and shadier and more ecologically functional spaces is an important reason for starting a district-wide program. And then finally, outdoor learning always supports students' physical health, mental health, their academic experience, and their happiness. The next step, include all voices. We think that when your schoolyard use expands beyond recess and PE, it's time to bring together all the stakeholders, hear all the perspectives, and learn from everyone's expertise. And then to agree together on a mission and goals for your district's outdoor learning programs. Step 3 is understand what you have. So we suggest that you inventory each campus in your district, and we have tools, the campus assessment tool and the augmented reality tool and other tools linked to this district pathway. And then one thing that we heard over and over from our consulting districts who helped us to create this resource is that it's important to assess staff and school interest, to really know who is open and ready to dive into an outdoor learning program and who needs more time or more information to get on board and plan accordingly. The 4th step is to decide what you need. And so we have links to our Creating Outdoor Spaces chapter that gives lots of guidance on infrastructure. We think that you might want to consider creating demonstration spaces and pilots and locate them based on what you understand about equity in access to outdoor learning and what you learn from your site assessments and your staff surveys. We recommend, and the districts who helped us write this recommend, streamlining purchasing with pre-approved furnishings. We have some great examples linked from San Mateo County Office of Education, and also ways to get bulk discounts. And we know that Falmouth, Mass, and Durham, North Carolina both organized their purchases that way, and we have links to information to their case studies. And also consider things like inclusive design and food security and the value of beneficial plants. There's lots of other pieces of information in this section of the pathway. And then we link to San Mateo County Office of Education's amazing tool. It's the Education Outdoor Classroom Technical Assistance Step-by-Step Guide. And that is just a really incredible tool and pretty much all that you need. Step 5 on the pathway includes, in no particular order, resources related to supporting administrators, facilities and maintenance, and teachers with professional learning related to these new outdoor learning programs. Resources related to integrating outdoor learning into curriculum, establishing systems for planning times, staffing and administrative models, partnering and scheduling outdoor spaces. There are resources on planning for care and maintenance of your schoolyard, and on exploring funding sources, how you can learn from others' experiences on how they funded their outdoor learning spaces. And also assessment and learning, the idea of collecting data on how it's working to inform future planning and as you're building outdoor learning into your master plans, district master plans. And then step number 6, last but not least, we want you to take time to pause, to acknowledge your accomplishments, document the work that you've done, and celebrate. We suggest issuing press releases, having ceremonies, ribbon cuttings, offering tours to families, to neighbors, to decision makers, and to funders. And this is a time to express gratitude to funders, to helpers, and to the visionaries who led this effort. And we encourage you to join this community of practice and share your work when you have a new district-wide program. So this collection of resources, I hope you'll check it out and explore it deeply, is based on contributions from these generous colleagues named here, and many others whose programs have been profiled over the past 40 meetings in our community of practice and in the case studies linked to this district pathway. So thank you all. And does anyone have questions?
This is Yelda. I just wanted to give you a big shout out. I thought this was really an incredible project. It was no easy feat by any stretch. I know there was a lot of content, and you streamlined it in a way that it's easy to navigate. And I know I've already shared this with you, but I feel like it's worth giving you a huge shout out for I don't know how you did it. That would make my brain explode to take all that information and compile it that way. So thank you for that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Yalda. Yalda reviewed this while it was still in process and just gave such really encouraging feedback. I'm really grateful for that, and for the model that you've been throughout this whole experience as a pioneer for teaching all of us about ways to make this happen. So thank you. All right. Well, if no one has any questions, I hope you will explore that new district pathway, because we are really excited about it. It was, as Yalda said, kind of a mind-boggling task to create that, and we hope it will be really helpful, and it will lead to more and more districts creating outdoor learning programs. And I know we do have a lot of our authors and contributors here, so if anyone wants to chime in. Hi, Katie.
Yeah, I just want to throw in my voice after Yalda to say just how wonderful this is. It came out, I think I started to reach out after I took this position as the outdoor learning coordinator in Portland. And I thought, okay, there's nothing with the next step. We all got to a certain place. And then it was no sooner were those words out of my mouth. And of course, I was directed back to you all. And I just want to say thank you. It's so great that we are all moving forward together and collectively with the wisdom and the intelligence to help make this a broader movement and last beyond the pandemic. I'm just thrilled. So thank you so much, all of you, and Liza too.